Hey guys, welcome back. Larry here, Boxcars Garage. So we are going to get back on this little B-pillar repair. It's the lower area, and or we'll take it as high as we've got to, which we still have some of the bead left. I think we can knock it out. I've done my pregame prep, got the door in place. I went ahead and checked the gap all the way around to see if I was still at, my prelim gap setup that I had before. Everything's good there. I'm still a little bit tight here on this bottom corner, but there is some swelling with that old B-pillar at the bottom. And I think when I do my repairs, this is going to look a little bit different, and worst case scenario, I end up shaving a little bit off the corner of the door, and we'll never tell. So everything's good. We're ready to go. I do have a little bit of a tight jam up along the top here, more so on the inside. I'm going to take care of that later. It's not keeping me from getting good bead alignment where I need it. That tells me that this door is registered pretty good in the opening, so I can press on with that. I have measured my spacing with the rocker and the inside of the door. I was shooting for a 1/2 inch target, and I've got a 1/2 inch at the front and the back and the middle, so I'm good there to press. I have the rocker clamped down to the frame where it's supposed to be, so everything is telling me we're good there. On the inside, I've got to get this mess out of my way, but before I do that, I need to make a like a shelf support, a brace that comes up from the chassis to this main brace to hold everything up and to keep things from being pulled forward or backwards. You see, I've got supports running the length. I'm going to cut this thing out of my way, so I need to do something there before I move forward, and that's what we're going to start with. Okay, so I'm down to dialing in this quarter patch, and all in all, for the first fit up, I think it's looking pretty good. I do have some areas that I need to tweak. I think I need to do some shrink along the top here, and I did have a calico here toward the middle, but that was causing an issue because this part of my car is still a little bit flat from some previous damage, so it was just sucking that panel in and distorting what I was looking at. So went ahead and I pulled that out. I will address what's going on this top edge here probably around the second test fit. I can start getting serious about that right there. I did lose a fair amount of my my contour, the profile that goes, you know, up and down, the vertical contour reference. My gauge showed it was like a 36, and so right now you can see a little bit of light. I believe you should be able to see. I lost some of that when I rolled in this body line. Maybe I should have took it a little bit tighter, but my panel was wanting to curl, kind of like a Pringle, and that's kind of widthwise, but anyway, you get the idea. I didn't want to go anymore because I kind of felt like I was going to be fighting it too much on the bead roller, so I got to 35 or 36 rather, and I took it through my bead roller, and this is what I ended up with. It took so much out that I'm not following the contour of the wheel well anymore. I've got probably a quarter, or a little bit shy of a quarter, that it's flaring out a little bit. So I need to dress up the contour from like here to here on the bench. I'm going to do that now as I'm tweaking this panel. I could wait, and after I turn this edge into the wheel well, then I'd be able to shrink on that edge and make my contour happen here. But I think to do a better job with rolling this over, it would be nicer to get it closer before I get to that task of rolling this over. So we're going to work on that a little bit and make sure that we're setting where we're supposed to be setting along the bottom. And yeah, just keep on dialing this in. There's a step that I've got to put in that happens here along the bottom, and that step basically is what adds the height profile. It's what creates this body line. Without that bottom step, you just have a ledge to, you know, nothing. I'll put up a picture of what a completed panel looks like. Now that step drops down, you can see it, and then it returns to the car. I think that profile is about 1/4 of an inch, but it could also be 3/8 of an inch. So I've reached out to some of my Facebook groups for a ready reference that somebody might have this patch panel or whatnot, and they can let me know what that is, because that's kind of an important layout detail for me right now. As soon as I get that, I'll be able to put in the bottom, and then the side just rolls up and into the wheel well. That'll be done, and then after I do that, I believe I could go ahead and work on whether or not I need to shrink along this top. And then once I do that, I probably won't commit to where I'm going to cut this until maybe after all those things are done. So anyway, that's what we got going on. Let's get back at it. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up with this panel. I'm happy with how it turned out. A couple of my takeaways from building this panel. This was by far the most complicated body patch panel that I've ever done. Shout out goes to the forum at large, 35-36 group on Facebook, and then the 35 through 40 group on Facebook. You guys are great as far as information. I asked for a dimension. You go out and you measure your car. You show me how you took the dimension to where I know exactly where it came from, and you pass the information to me. I take that here in the shop and I fabricate off of that information. So I really appreciate you guys. The car is coming together, in my opinion. I wish that I had running boards that I could use as a cross check. I wish I had inner fender panels and fenders as a cross check, but I don't have those things right now. So I'm working with as much information as I can get online and through the groups. Hopefully that'll keep me out of the woods. If I have to make some changes down the road because of, running board issues or fitment issues or whatever, there could be some variances down the road as actual parts get introduced to the car. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll end up with fenders, inner fenders, running boards, and I'll sort it out. I don't know. The panel was brought to you today by that Mittler Brothers bead roller. I mean, without that bead roller and having, it being, having motorized, that was clutch with regards to this panel right here. I don't think I could have done it without it. So that worked. That was the MVP for this panel right here. That wheel well is really tough. There's a lot of things going on there. That by far took me the most amount of work and effort so far. I've got a little bit more that I've got to do on it. That Mittler Brother die set that I featured during my bead rolling. So Lazzy Metal Fabrication, I think is the name of his YouTube channel. Super gifted guy, and he designed some bead sets for Mittler Brothers. The set that I used was from the Lazzy collection, and it's actually labeled. We'll take a look. Oh no, it's labeled Special Ford 3334. And it's the part number 205-13-137. Lazzy bead rolls, made in the USA. I got this set for a 3334 project, and I was surprised that the profile matched so well. The profile is slightly more aggressive. It's got maybe more of a right angle at the center of the radius than stock. Now it matches the door a lot closer than the side. It seems like the door is just a shad different of a profile than up over the wheel well, but I think I'll be able to work out this transition area with no problem. I just need to work it down, and I can bring these two together and it'll all work out in the end. So, would I buy that bead set again to do this project? Probably would. And so I thought I'd go ahead and bring it up because a guy may be looking for a die set for 35-36 and he sees 33-34 and he might run away. But I used it here, so if you think the panel looks okay, then there you go. But got out the old Eastwood SCT, and almost looks like a new car. like Brookville, kind of. But got that cleaned up, getting ready to cut this in and weld it up. I'll be trying to work on that this week. I've got the end to wrap up and finish up. I've got the bracket that goes from the B pillar through the face of the rocker into the chassis that keeps that secured. I've got that left to fab and integrate into that inner structure on the backside. Yeah, all in all, 3 days. 3 days it took me to get where I'm at right now. And I would say, as far as the panel itself, as far as the form of the panel, I've only got really one more operation, and that's to turn this edge right here 90 to the car in order to connect with the other parts that I've already made. And I'm going to wait to do that until I've cut this in here, and this is setting where it needs to set, because the panel is going to slip a little bit, you know, like 1/8 of an inch. It's going to slip into this right here. It's going to change my action there on the front, so I got to wait before I finalize that 90 degree there. So, but anyway, that's about it. The old Crusty Coupe is kind of popular. I've been getting a lot of good views. Thanks. I've been the channel's been growing. You guys have been subscribing, and I'm super happy that that's happening. I appreciate everybody that not only watches the video, but gives me a sub out of the deal. It just motivates me to keep on going and keep on rocking here on the Crusty 36. So we'll go ahead and wrap things up. It is a cold Sunday evening, and I'm going to try to put this video together, so I better get on it. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Take it easy.